Hello and welcome. I'm Summer, and this week we're going to pivot into distress tolerance and start on interpersonal effectiveness. There are three main sections. The first one being getting the results you want, the second is keeping the relationship, and the third and final section reflects self respect and sticking to your morals. Skills in this chapter are very similar to each other, and it is more a balance of what you want out of the interaction. Sometimes you want all of them, and that's really hard to do, but you can do it in some rare occasions. I find this section to be a little messy, honestly, mostly because you have to interact with other people, and they can do chaotic and unpredictable things. But with these skills, you can kind of help narrow that down and figure out what you actually want out of an interaction. The first section, getting what you want. This is pretty self-explanatory, but let's dive into it anyway. Getting what you want means getting something you have a right to, like the right for personal space, getting someone to do something that you want them to, like asking a roommate to do their dishes, saying no to an unreasonable request, for example, someone that's always asking for money coming to you again, and lastly, being understood, feeling like your viewpoint is being respected. I find this one to be the easiest to understand, getting the results I want by asking exactly what I want, but I didn't have the tact I do now, and I can be kind of blunt when needed. I've been told I hit like a hammer on occasion. The other 2 points suffer for me because I can't do them as effectively. Section 2, relationship effectiveness, or even keeping the relationship. It's often important because this is where you have people like and respect you, balancing your short-term goals and long-term goals, and finding the best solution to your problems. This often requires some humility and bowing out in a sense. The goal of this point is to keep and strengthen your relationship. This is honestly my weakest point, as I have a malformed sense of pride and a lot of stubbornness, and that keeps me from admitting faults or asking for things a lot of the time. The last part, self-respect effectiveness, rounds out our triangle. This is all about stubbornness, and it's sticking with your morals and making sure you feel capable and effective in whatever you do. This can sometimes result in the degrading of a friendship, but that can be what's needed in some cases. If you don't have any self-respect, you're just going to get walked all over, and I know I don't want that. I find it easier to think of them like a triangle and to have balance. You can really only pick two of them to focus on, and at any one given time. And if you push too far in one direction, the other two tip and it all kind of collapses. This is also the kind of why all the skills get jumbled into one, and the fact that people are complicated. Some questions to ask yourself: what you want to actually do are, what do I want out of this interaction? Do I want to keep this relationship? How will I feel about myself later? And again, these can be complicated. Take some time and sit with them if you need to. It's very rare that you actually need to do something in a very spur of the moment kind of decision. Next week we will be discussing the Dear Man skill and kind of get more of a sense of how to do all this, and how it's basically a template for every interaction that you can do. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you found this informative, please leave a like. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. As always, shine big, shine bright, and don't let your spark die out.